Hey guys, Danny here from Swerve Church coming at you with another video, and I'm here with Shannon, who's up here all the way from North Carolina. She's making the move to New York City to join the team here at Swerve Church as a church planting team member. We are super excited to have her move up here next year, and so we wanted to come via this video just to ask her a couple questions so you guys can get to know her a little better, and so you can be praying for her, and so you can learn of some ways that you can be supporting her in the process and the journey of moving up here to New York City. So Shannon, we just got a couple questions for you. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, the first question that kind of pops into mind is, how did you even get plugged into New York City? You're in Raleigh, North Carolina, so like what brings you up north? What brings you up here?
Yeah, so I was an intern at my home church in Raleigh, North Carolina. Just doing different stuff with them, kind of being taught what ministry practically looks like on a daily basis. And so my church is really big advocate for church planning. And so we went to visit a plant that we have in the Metro New York area in Jersey. And so spent about 8 days with them, just kind of learning the city and just having conversations with different people, spiritual interest surveys most of the time, where we were just saying like, hey, what do you believe? Like, can we just talk to you about that? And of like the hundreds of people that we talked to, there was only like one person that gave me any, like, that actually was able to articulate to me what the gospel was and gave me an idea like, oh, I think this person has a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And so thinking about that and feeling like the call to ministry, when that began to happen, I was like, oh my gosh, like this area needs Jesus. And when considering back home, I was like, man, this is so different than back home where most people do at least profess Christ.
So it was just from that initial trip to New York City, you kind of like, it woke you up to really see the need here in New York City and desire to be a part of the solution.
Right, yeah. I think it planted a seed of something that God was growing slowly, like over the past 3.5 years, but it definitely wasn't all at once. But I think that was one of the first steps in God just giving me a love and a heart to see the city know Christ.
Yeah. So why become a church planting team member? Like, kind of why that role specifically?
Yeah. So when considering that this is a community that needs Jesus, it was impossible for me to see the need and to know like how God has gifted me, and how we can be a part of raising up a community of believers in Bushwick to know, love, and serve Christ. And so when that was an opportunity and it was something that God had placed in my heart, a love and a desire to see New York City and Brooklyn specifically know Jesus, it felt right. And so pursuing that and taking the next step of faith, and God was faithful to meet me there and to continue to affirm those things and grow that love in my heart.
Yeah, and obviously Bushwick is a community with a lot of need. We're talking about a neighborhood of less than 2 square miles, home to over 120,000 people, a very impoverished community, lots of lostness, people far from God, and really a big void of, you know, life-giving gospel-centered churches, which is what Swerve is trying to provide for the community, to lead people to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And so we're super grateful that you're answering God's call to that church planting team member position, to be able to fill in some of those leadership gaps and to really help us out and do just that, and disciple people and lead people to Christ here in our community. What are you looking forward to the most when it comes to like moving to New York City and coming to Bushwick, you know, being a part of the team here at Swerve Church as a church planting team member? What are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, I think I'm a huge people person, and so when God gave me the love and the desire to see the people of Bushwick know Him and know what He's done for them, like I just want to talk to people. So I think my people personality is like I want to just sit down with people and hear their stories and share with them like that, regardless of whatever they've gone through. Like Christ is that hope, Christ is that uniting factor, no matter what differences we have. That like just the love of Christ is what unites us. And so when given that hope, like that's something that changes your life and something that changed my life. And so when God began growing that love for Bushwick and gave me the opportunity to do this, I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of this because God's in it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I really feel like God has really gifted you and wired you in such a way to be such an asset and such a big help, you know, to here to Swerve Church and to help lead people to become fully devoted followers of Christ, to disciple people, to share your faith and share the gospel with those that are far from God. So I really believe that God has really uniquely wired her in such a way to be an asset to the team and to really bring a lot to the table to really help here at the church. And one really important question that we need to talk about, because there'll be people watching this video or listening to it or whatever, and they want to know how they can get involved. How can they help bring Shannon to New York City? Is there a way or a couple of ways that people can get involved, support you on the journey, be praying for you, encouraging you? What are some ways that people can get involved to help make this a reality?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things is that, like, as I am becoming a team member, I need people on my team. I need people to go before me in prayer, to pray that God would prepare me and use me in those things that He's already set before me to do. So I need those people to be my prayer partners, but in addition, I need people to be my financial partners. So I'm taking time and I'm dedicating it to the ministry and the work of the gospel. And so because of that, like, I need money to be able to live and to exist in New York City and have a place to call home and a roof over my head. But because I believe that God has called me here, I believe that He's going to provide. So I need people who also believe in what God is doing in Bushwick, and they want to be a part of that through financial partnership. So that's a huge need.
Yeah, absolutely. New York City is an expensive city to live in, right? It's not a cheap place to live in, and so obviously there's a lot of costs, there's a lot of expenses that are involved, and so to find some people that can partner with you and help make this a reality, make this dream a reality, would be super helpful. Yeah. And so guys, God is on the move here at Swerve Church, and Shannon moving to New York City to make this, to use her gifts and her talents here locally, boots on the ground in Bushwick, Brooklyn, is just part of what God wants to do in and through Swerve, to impact people in the neighborhood, in our community, to lead people to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And here's an awesome opportunity to very tangibly and very practically partner with someone who is literally uprooting their entire life to come here to help make disciples in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Guys, if I were you, I would look for an opportunity to partner with her as quickly as possible. So we invite you. We'll include a link on the bottom of this video, somewhere around this video, that'll lead you to her profile. You can learn a little bit more about her and connect with her. And it'll also give you a link to be able to give and to partner with her and help make this dream a reality. Shannon, thank you for answering God's call. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.